Hey, how's everyone out there in YouTube world? Today, Bob's back, Biker News Canada, coming at you with another installment of Tales from the Clubhouse. Dun, dun, dun. So it's Tales from the Clubhouse, number 20. Now, the problem is, after doing this many and having it spread out over such a long period of time, I don't remember exactly what stories I've told and what stories I haven't told and shit like that. So I'm gonna throw a little story at you, I'm hoping I haven't told this story before. If I have, let me know because I don't have time to go back and go through my whole library of everything I've done since I started. But I've done it. I've done a bunch. Well, I've done 20. This is my 20th. So so this is a story about messing with the police in your city. After they've been messing with you for a few years, giving you tickets all the time and uh and whatnot, and you've been raided, they've shook down your car, they've searched your house, they've searched your vehicle, they've pestered your old lady, and then after a while, they start calling you by name and stuff, and you start knowing the name of these crazy cops too in the biker unit. And I remember the one time me and my chapter P, we're out going. This is what we used to do through the week. We kind of go from strip joint to strip joint. London had a bunch of them back then, and see where everyone was. Round up our friends, hang out. Check out the girls. If we were single at the time, do a little window shopping, maybe find ourselves a date for the night, whatever the case was. Right? Just get out there with our patches on and all this and that. And sitting at the table, and the waitress comes over with a couple of drinks for us. We're like, oh, we were just getting ready to leave. She's like, oh, that came from that table over there. We look over, and there's four biker cops all sitting there plain clothes. They give us a little wave, hi. And I'm like, oh yeah, you guys are too fucking funny, huh? So we sent the drinks back and sent them a drink instead or something crazy. Busted their balls. There's one guy there. He was a beat cop, but he really had a hard on for us. He'd pull me over all the time, every chance he got. I remember even as a support, I was going one time just go grab some beers at the beer store before it closed, and there's a bit of a function going on. It was a busy night, lots of people in there. I think people from out of town, whatever. They pulled me over on a side street with an unmarked minivan. They put the cops' lights in the grill and on the dash and pulled me over with a minivan, a Dodge Caravan, for fuck's sakes. And I just they used to just pull me over and try to dissuade me. Oh, you don't want to hang out with them guys, those guys they're not nice people. They're not your friends. They're gonna chew you up and spit you out. And people who said shit like that to me, oh, you don't have what it takes to be a 1%er and this and that. And all the people who said, the more I heard that, the more I made sure I did it. And I made sure that once I was in there and I had my full patch, I did the best I could do. I was the best damn outlaw you could get out of me. You know what I mean? And I loved it. And I didn't do anything disrespectful or snide or on the sneak. No, man, that wasn't me. So, but, but same bike. I had this bike and straight pipes and a big motor, chopped out motor for drag racing. Bought the motor off some brothers in Detroit and stuff, and they shipped it on up to us. And it had been in this guy's bike frame, and then somehow it made its way over. It was my turn to have the bike and have the motor, and we built it up. We rebuilt it from the scratch and put new starter. It was a hard thing to turn it over, right? And once it got it going, it sounded like the beast from hell. And I used to get up in the morning. I used to be kind of not dead early in the morning. I'd be a bit of a morning guy, right? So I didn't stay up all night and for days on end back in those days of me being in the club. So I get up and I jump on my bike and I go fuck around London all day long. I'd be up and down the street, vroom, vroom. And then I go through the downtown section where, the office buildings, and I go fuck around down there setting off car alarms and the whole rest of it, right? I did all that just to bust their balls, you know what I mean? But the one guy in particular, the same guy with the birthmark on his face thing, he would pull me over weekly, man. That guy, he wasn't just going to turn his head the other way or whatever. He was going to make sure that we paid for it financially, right? So he gave me an unnecessary noise ticket every week, Another unnecessary noise ticket. You just plead guilty and pay it, and then they're about $100 to take it back down, right? So after 10 or so of that game, then I went and talked to my bike mechanic, and 2-in-1 headers made the bike perform better, and no more tickets. So eventually, I had to give. But I made him chase me around most of that summer, man. I had such a fun time that summer. I'd go downtown and do my banking, and I had a business account in a bank right downtown. I'd go and I'd park my bike right up on the sidewalk, and I'd walk in the bank with my patch on and shit, my full colors. And I come out the one day, and the local news, Channel 10 News, is up there, and they're recording my bike, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" And then I walk over, but I gave them my back, right? So I'm watching the news, and a day or two down the road, they were getting some background footage because they were doing a story about our club and blah blah blah, how much of a bad thing we were in the city and blah blah f and blah. You know what I mean? So now they got multiple clubs in the city. So that'll teach them because that club never went away. Saying clubs don't go away. They might get quiet for a minute and regroup, rebuild, read whatever they got to do. But for the most part, clubs don't really go away. You're not going to scare a group of 1%ers away. You know what I mean? Be it by the police, by another cop, or whatever it is. And that's not how it plays out. So, anyways, that was it. We found out the address to one of these coppers. I don't know who it was or whatever, but we go right around his place and in the middle of them, make sure we woke up the whole neighborhood with our bikes and go squealing on out of there, peeling on out of there. All those things. So sometimes you can have fun with them guys and shake them up a little bit, give them a little bit of a rattle. I remember one time they were sitting there across the street from the house I had was a great big old parking lot, and I seen one of their cars way, 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 way at the back of this parking lot. What the hell they're doing, I wonder. So I snuck out and I went around the block and I came up behind them on their trunk. Boom, hey! And, they're in there with a parabolic mic, man. Listen to me make fucking scrambled eggs. What the fuck you guys doing? But like I say, sometimes you can have a little bit of laugh, pull the short and curlies, get a rise out of them. At the end of the day, they'll make you pay. They'll make you pay financially if they can. They'll make you pay. It's just the way it is. They're the biggest gang out there, and they'll make you pay. But anyways, it's fun sometimes just for a laugh. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. All right, man. That's Bob. Another one. Tales from the Clubhouse. That was installment number 20. And I'll be back with more of these Tales from the Clubhouse as we go. All right. Thanks, everyone. Takes time to watch my video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.